Welcome everyone to the first show of the second season of the Tyler Milsap Show. I can't believe that just a year ago we launched the very first show. This past month, my production staff and I have been planning like crazy for an amazing season. This season is all about you, the viewers, and what you want to see on the show. With the new season comes a brand new set. So as you all can see, this is a very brand new set. We've painted the walls blue. It's not brick anymore. We have amazing paintings that are by students at Oak Park and River Forest High School. We have couches now, guys. We do not have chairs. This set is amazing. I'm really excited about it this year. It's just a really amazing set. So as you all can see, our set is really different from last year, but for today's show, we have some of the most accomplished kids at the school who have done some of the pretty coolest things. Well, we will talk to them right after this break. Charlie and Akelia have both started their own clothing lines and have been very successful. Let's check it out.
My name is Charlie Fensick, one half of Green Tangerine. It's a clothing company we started last year in the fall, and ever since then it's just been growing. There's a lot to be looking for in the future from us, and just stay tuned for everything we got coming.
My name is Akelia Warren, and I'm the CEO of Inglorious Bastards. I started it my sophomore year, and I started it because I just wanted to make clothes.
Wow. Well, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Kayla,
having
your second
us.
time on the show.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, we're going to start with the green tangerine.
Right.
What does green tangerine really mean?
Well, there's no specific meaning to what it is. You can make it anything you really want, and that's what's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
With clothing you can do anything you want too, but it came out just like when the guy I'm doing it with, my business partner, Nigel Dumont,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to him.
Right.
He's at SIU this year, so we're still doing it. But
You guys do it together?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're business partners. And then it's just last year we just had gym together, and we just got talking about it, and it was just a good name, catchy, so we stuck with it, I guess.
Definitely. It's been this big business, really, which it is now.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been into clothing and clothes and stuff?
Ever since I can remember, really. Even in 8th grade, I remember just drawing T-shirts just for whatever,
Right.
And I've just been trying to match, look
Right.
fresh and stuff since
Trying
I
to stay
can remember
fresh.
too. Right. So yeah.
Yeah. So the business has been around for about a year. From what I've seen, it's been very successful. How is the business going? How are the sales?
Sales are good.
Mhm.
We basically sell out for anything we've dropped.
Wow.
But it's only been a couple of things too. And it's just nothing. I feel like everything we've done is rudimentary
Mhm.
compared to what we have upcoming. Just some stupid, crazy,
Crazy
just,
things you guys are dropping.
it's just if you could see the lab, it's crazy. But
Right. And so many people are wearing green tangerine, tank top shirts, really a lot of people, especially at this school, are wearing green tangerine. But how does it feel when you're walking and you see someone with your stuff on, especially someone you have no idea who they are?
It's a crazy feeling.
Mhm.
It's just I was talking to Amber earlier, shout out Amber, about it's just like a musician and his fans,
Right.
Every rapper appreciates every fan he has.
Definitely.
So I appreciate anyone who's behind, Green Tangerine,
Definitely. And do you plan on continuing this business once you graduate high school?
Definitely. I definitely plan on doing it, just
Mhm.
expanding, I'm planning on doing that now, but we'll see where it goes, but I definitely plan on.
Right. So you definitely want this to be something really big one day.
I would.
hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
great.
dream. Right.
Absolutely. And Kalia,
Hi.
second time on the show. How does that feel?
It feels great.
Feels okay. Whatever.
Yeah.
Now you have been Glorious Bastards.
Yes.
Just hearing that name is just wow. What does Vainglorious Bastards really mean?
Well, Vainglorious stands for it's cockiness or vanity or self-importance, basically. And I basically came up with the name one day. I was really into the word. My dad would always say I'm so vain or whatever, because I would always be looking in the mirror. I didn't know I was vain. I just
Right.
thought I wanted to see what was on my face. But and then I figured out that vainglorious was a word,
Right.
and it sounded like inglorious.
Yeah.
And then I thought of the movie Inglorious Bastards.
Right.
And then I was just vainglorious. It just
It's-
really
it's
flowed
creative.
together.
It's really a creative name, isn't
Yeah.
it? what's the style of Inglorious Bastards?
Well, right now it is like it's urban, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's pretty much just streetwear. It's I don't know. It's
all over the place.
Yeah, I dip into like different things, like
Right.
yeah.
And right now, like, you only really have like shirts and like tanks and sweatshirts and crew necks and stuff. But like in the future, do you plan on making like Inglorious Bastards like jeans and dresses and shoes and a whole bunch of accessories and
Yeah.
really expanding that?
When I start college, I'm gonna get into cut and sew. That's what
Okay.
I really want to get into that. And all like the graphic stuff is basically like a kind of a crutch for the whole thing.
Right.
And yeah, I want to get into that.
Cool. And just looking at your style, I mean, you always have like the coolest things on. Like,
Thank
just right
you.
now, you have like the coolest outfit. Like, would you think like what you wear and what you're wearing right now, is that the style of Inglorious Bastard?
Yes. Even though I actually kind of focus on guys, it's mainly stuff that I would wear personally. If it's not something I would wear, then I won't put it out. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. And
Yeah.
You guys both dress. Pretty cool. And these are some questions for both of you guys. So, when you're doing successful things, when you're successful in life, you always have haters and you always have motivators. How do you deal with those type of people?
Well, with motivators, like, it's just people who support really, and that's gonna keep you going. Like, no matter what, you have fans out there, and no matter what you do, feel like you have to cater, to what you think. But having fans is just really important. And then haters is just like, it doesn't even matter. You can't let that phase you at all.
Yeah, haters will always come.
I mean, if they're not behind it, they're not behind it. I really don't care. You know.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna try to convince someone of something that they can't get behind. So.
Definitely.
I
feel you.
Yeah.
Kalia.
Well, like in the beginning, nobody actually really hated on me because I just started. They're like, oh, whatever. She's just selling stuff. She's not gonna be successful. But
You
then,
are
like,
today.
right when now that people see people wearing my stuff, I haven't really heard anything negative. One of my friends told me that somebody thought one of my things was corny, and I kind of took it to heart because it was my first time.
Right, it's like yours and someone's talking about
It was my first time actually
Right.
hearing somebody say anything negative. But then they actually hit me up like, yo, like, I want to do a collab. I'm like, oh, for real?
Really? Now you do?
But yeah, like, I get over it.
Right.
You just got to approach them nicely, and they'll be like, oh, well, she's actually kind of cool.
Definitely. And, these businesses aren't just some 2 shirts a year. These are shirts, like hundreds of shirts people are wearing all the time you guys are making. I know you have a partner, Charlie, but like, do you guys have like a team of people, or is it just you by yourself and just you and your business partner?
It's me and Nigel and I for everything. We design. Like, I'll design something or he'll design something. We'll send it back and forth since he's at college now. We'll be like, oh, I don't like this, or tweak this, or do something different with that.
Change this,
right.
change that.
So we like to say that everything we do is like a collaboration, of different styles and different tastes.
Right, definitely. Kalia.
I do everything by myself.
All by yourself.
Everything by
No
myself.
one helps you.
My mom, she pays for everything.
Just my mom, she pays for everything. That's
But
all.
other than that, I do it all by myself. It's not that I don't want help. Sometimes I do. It would be nice to have help.
Oh.
But it's really hard to find help because not a
Independent.
lot of people understand like
The work
what
that
I
goes
want to
into
do.
it.
They like suggest stuff and I'm like, I don't really like it. And they get upset.
Right.
I'm like, you can't.
Yeah, this is mine.
Right.
Exactly. And like, where your businesses are today, did you ever realize like, I have my own business and I'm making money off this and people are wearing this? Did you ever realize it was going to be where it is today?
Yeah. Like, not to sound cocky,
Straightforward, but you did.
like, obviously, this, like, where I am right now, it's just like, I feel like I've gone nowhere.
Right.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
You'll get there.
So, like, it's just like, it's nothing right now, and I just look forward to the future for everything.
Definitely. Kalia.
It feels awesome. Like, I wasn't, at first it was just, I started it because I like clothes, obviously, but my main focus was to make money.
Right.
But it's become more than that. Like, now that I see people, like, one of the camera guys actually has one of my sweatshirts on
Yeah,
right
the
now.
camera
He
guy
has
has
one.
his shirt on right
He
now.
has one on right now, and it's just like it's awesome.
It just
Like
feels
it's a
good.
great feeling.
Definitely. Like when people tell me like I've seen your show and I have no idea who they are. It's like, wow,
Right.
you know, that really does mean a lot
That's
to
a
me.
crazy
Yeah.
feeling,
Just for you guys too. And if someone wants to buy Inglorious Bastards in green tangerine, like I want to buy it right now.
Right.
How do they buy the stuff?
All right. Well, I mean, we've had a couple of things at Modest, so our next drop we'll probably have some pieces there. So everyone will know about the drop, obviously, and we'll just say go over to Modest for some things. But then other things, we're going to be launching a website in the near future,
Okay.
in the very near future.
Very near.
And we'll be able to ship out everything. You know, if you're at college right now and you supported it last year, we can ship out just from random people. We can ship out, and otherwise you can just hit me or Nigel up. Really,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Definitely, Nicalia.
Well, I have a website. I mean, people usually ask me to buy stuff, and I'd rather them just buy it off the site.
Right.
But I mean, it does feel good to actually hand deliver it to somebody. But I'm actually starting all over. I still have like tanks and stuff in stock, but it's it's getting cold outside,
Right.
so they're gonna be going on sale. But I want to start all over. I want to like just start on the
Start from
winter
scratch,
line and just
definitely.
I want it to be like really just
Perfect.
great and
Right.
awesome.
And I was expecting a sweatshirt from at least one of you guys. I guess I don't have one today.
I mean, I got
Wait
you.
for the
Yeah,
drop,
yeah,
wait for the
Right.
drop.
Thank you guys so much again, and congratulations on the success of this. And I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
appreciate
Thank you. Up next is Natalie Richardson. We'll be right back after this break. Natalie Richardson is with us right now. She's a big deal in the poetry world. She has been recently named one of the best teenage poets in the country. Natalie Richardson, how is it going? I feel honored you're on the show. Welcome. How are you?
I'm very excited.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
No problem. We had to have you on the show, of course. So, tell us all about what you recently just received.
Well, the technical term for the award is called the National Student Poet Award, and it's funded by the President's Committee for the Arts and Humanities. And it basically is a program that has selected 5 poets from around the country to represent their region for 1 year and be kind of, in a sense, a poetry laureate or a poetry ambassador to spread the word about reading and writing poetry and encourage poetry performance and writing in their region.
Right. And you were selected.
Yes.
Yes. That's big news, right?
Yeah.
And you're the top 5 in America, right?
Well, they chose 5, so
Chose 5. Top 5. And then you're the number 1 in the Midwest.
yes.
Now, thousands and thousands of people have applied for what you are right now, what you're doing right now. And
Yes.
you were selected.
Yes.
How does that feel? Like, what is that feeling like? That's a big feeling. I know it should.
It's a really big feeling. I know the competition was really steep because we had 3 other gold medalists who are amazing writers who also go here. And yeah, it's really exciting, and I guess I would say I'm not really like letting it go to my head. I don't think of myself as like the best poet in the Midwest.
Right.
I think a lot of it is subjective and a lot of it's just luck. So
Yeah.
I feel really lucky and I'm really
Yeah.
excited.
I mean, this really is a big thing.
Yeah.
And so now you're like the number 1 in the Midwest. You're the top 5 in America. What is it that you do? Like, I mean, like I know what you do, but like, what is your job? Like, what is it that you have to do now?
So a great part of the program, and probably the part that I'm most excited about, is that they are offering to give me grant money to start a community service project relating to poetry. So I've already kind of kicked into gear a small arts workshop program at the Hepzibah Home here in Oak Park.
Wow.
But I'm planning to use my new position as a national student poet and hopefully some of their grant money to get something bigger going and get something really exciting, kind of catapulting through the Chicago area.
Definitely. So you're trying to expand poetry in Chicago.
Yes.
That's the goal. Definitely.
Yes.
So you're getting, everyone's recognizing who you are lately. Like you've been in articles. You were just on Windy City Live Chicago, the big television show. Like, how does it feel to be recognizing everyone knowing like what you're doing?
I guess what I would say to that is I'm really glad that people are taking poetry seriously and that they're taking this seriously, because I think it's been such a large part of my life, and it's been such a huge and rewarding part of my life. And I'm so glad that people are recognizing how amazing poetry is.
Yeah.
And I hope that with my kind of new recognition and with everything that I've been doing, and I hope that that can then translate into other people learning about it and other people
Loving
maybe
poetry.
yes, or gaining a new interest in it.
Definitely. And do you plan on going to college
Yes.
next year? Okay, so what are you going to...
I'm thinking about taking a gap year, but
Okay.
no, definitely college.
I was thinking about maybe
college is
taking
in
a
my
gap
near
year, too.
future.
So what do you plan on majoring once you go to college?
I have no idea.
You're undecided?
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
No idea.
I love English, obviously. I love writing. I love poetry, but I also really like biology and science.
Oh,
So
I hate science.
kind of like two opposites.
Two
sides of
complete
spectrum here.
opposites. So are you? So is this job going to be still happening once you are in college?
Technically, my year of duty is complete
Mm.
next summer, or this upcoming summer. But I am going to be kind of initiating the next National Student Poets and kind of working with them to help them out in their new year. This is the first year that the President's Committee has done this, so we're kind of like the inaugural class.
Right, first
so
class.
they are going to be kind of relying on the 5 of us to help the next poets along.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still shocked. Like, this is really big.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
What does poetry mean, like, to you? Like, when you write poetry and you say it in spoken word, like, what does poetry mean to you?
That's such a hard question to answer. I guess when I was in Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago, one of the other National Student Poets, his name's Miles, he said something that just blew my mind, and so I'm going to use this now as my go-to answer, and he said, poetry sets you free. And I think that so resonates with me, because I think the excellent thing and the brilliant thing about writing a poem is that it enables you to have conversations that you've been too timid to have before.
Right.
And I think, in a sense, writing words on a page really does set yourself free. And I don't know if that makes sense, but that's the best way that I can
really
explain
does. I mean,
it.
I used to do poetry. I mean, I'm not a poet. I'm not going to brag or anything, but I mean, I did poetry here and then everyone's laughing in the bedroom. But you're going to perform for us a piece that you put together.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, I wouldn't totally call it performing, because it's on paper and I haven't memorized it.
Right.
But
it's a piece of
this
yours.
this is a piece that I wrote really recently. I performed it in DC. I did a little bit of it on Windy City Live.
Wow.
And
Let's hear it.
it's called Learning Black.
Learning Black.
Or How Come I Feel It in Me.
I feel it in me. Okay, let's hear it.
The rim's up till 6 or 7 or 8. They stay until the cops come. Stretch last shots, even as the uniforms exit their cars to string down the hoops. The black boys sidle back to their side of town by the green line. 2 corners north of my front steps is where they congregate. A kink-smooth court on the corner. By dark, they are gone. But how hushed the corner is when they leave. How lonely the streets are. How much passing by drivers wish for their gleam again. Their studded language of rhythm, this drum that is theirs. We wait, hushed, till next afternoon, once school is out and the trains come pounding with black boys. Strong, wired black boys with black fingers and black heads like crowns threaded with black silk. We wait for the black boys with black backs that sheen like all things royal. We wait for the black to come back. Save us with this drum that is yours, black boys. Those black threaded lines on your basketball pulsing in the brown of your hands. Listen, I can hear it throbbing those prayers like mothers do, like mothers do. This black is good. This black is dangerous. This black that makes you shiver with all things holy. This black is holy. This black is the burning pit black of Daddy in an office elevator where he meets my mama for the first time. That Motown sugared black she smells in him. Taste its sweetened cry. It is the color my eyes dim when I see a black boy for the first time. Not brown, but black. His knuckles red suns beneath a black-backed hand, his head a god of its own, throning the lean of him, governing those limbs with spitfire and course. He is wrapped in all things holy. This is the black I do not know until it's in me. Learning I am this for the first time. my veins a train line or prayer for these black words, these black fists, this black of my father, his black, this black, this.
Wow.
That's it.
Like,
Hey.
this is why you are the top 5 in America. You
Thanks.
are a poet.
There.
Wow. Like, deep. Okay, I'm sorry.
Black boys is right.
Thank you so much, and congratulations
Thanks
once
so much
again.
for having
Definitely
me.
keep us updated. Thank
Thank
you so
you
much.
so much.
Up next is a teen who's made his success in the computer world. There's no need for a big introduction because we all know who he is. Max Paulson. Max makes apps for iPhones and Androids. You name it, he does it. Well, welcome, Max.
Hey, thank you.
Wow, it's big. You make computer apps. You make iPhone apps.
I make
Android
apps for iPhone, BlackBerry, Android, and then websites and backend for desktop.
Right. So what kind of apps exactly are you making?
I'm making anything from music to apps for restaurants to hospitality to event apps. I mean, pretty much you name it. We have either thought of making it or are working on it right now.
Right. So, I mean, making apps, is not like really a thing that a lot of teenagers do. Like, that's big. It's an app on iPhones, Androids, people can
I
do.
guess.
I mean, when did you realize like you wanted to make make apps?
I think I realized I wanted to start getting into iPhone apps in particular in about 2009. I don't really use apps that often. I kind of tend to use more online things, but I got interested after playing the game Doodle Jump a lot. So I thought, oh, I want to go make games, and then I realized that making iPhone games is really, consuming. So I'm, kind of
Make a
ventured
bunch
out
of
of
apps.
games. I still do games, but I enjoy making more practical applications.
Right, definitely. And you have a business, right?
Mhm.
Of people who work for you.
Yeah, work with me, for me.
How's that business
however you would
going?
say. It's going great. It's called Rebel Monster, and
Rebel
it's
Monster?
Rebel Monster.
Okay.
It's primarily myself, and then I have one partner who I kind of run everything with, and we're the two guys in charge of it.
Right.
And then we have other people who work for us.
Right.
But
Just other people who work for you.
yeah, we kind of coordinate everything. There's a lot that goes into it. I mean, it's not just creating, an app. Oh, this will be a cool idea that tells you your horoscope for the day. We do apps for like we'll make them for a band that's going out on a tour and wants something to back up their imaging for the album. So it's very specific. Very there's a lot of direction behind it, and it takes more than one person to kind of get that direction.
Right. And so you have a business. You're making apps. I'm pretty sure like it's pretty big. A lot of people are buying it. A lot of
Yeah.
people have it and stuff.
We've had an app that came to the top 11 paid app on iTunes for about a week.
Wow.
So that was an accomplishment.
And you're in charge of that.
Yeah, I coded and designed the game within that app.
Right. So how does it feel to be so successful in your business?
I mean, it depends on how you would define success. I mean, just having something that's been out and a lot of people use, it's interesting kind of to see how people react to it. I guess you would probably, it's interesting. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of things that go into it, and it's something that you can't do alone. You have to have people to do different things and kind of delegate everything out, but, I get to do what I love doing, so it's a lot of fun.
Right. And how do you balance out like schoolwork? Because this is your junior year, right?
Yeah.
And balancing out one very hard year in high school and running a business that is very successful at the same time.
It's a lot of work, but just kind of knowing what you can and can't get into. Specifically with school, or you might have to go, okay, I can't take that project on myself. We're gonna have to outsource that out. It's just there's an English assignment due this week that's gonna make it too much to do.
Right.
So it's just balancing time management.
Right. And the people who want to buy your apps, who are watching now, people who do buy your apps, they go on the Apple Store on their phone, right?
Yeah, you
and
could
the
open
Android market.
You could open the App Store on your phone and search for Rebel Monster Inc. Or you could go on your Android to Google Play and search for the same. Or you could visit rebelmonster.com for a directory of all our apps and websites we've made.
Now, are they all free apps, or do you?
Primarily they're
$1.99?
free. A lot of them are free. We've had some that are paid. It kind of depends on what our clients are looking to do with their app. If they're looking to profit directly from it, then they usually like it to be paid. But free apps are great. Everybody wins with them.
Right. And you're 16 or 17?
17.
You're 17 with this really amazing business. It's doing so good right now. Like, where do you see your business in 5 years from now?
5 years from, I'm honestly not sure. It kind of depends on what path I pursue with this. I mean, I obviously I intend on staying involved with tech. I mean, that's kind of what I'd like to do with my life. But
Right.
depending on, just in terms of school, I think I might, either still be working with it or 5 years from now have sold it.
Oh, you might sell it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't just give it up. It's something that I'd either, continue with or sell.
Oh, definitely. It's been like, from what I've heard, you've been doing really great, and I've heard about the computer apps. I definitely need to search Rebel Monster and get some apps for you. Thank you so much for being on the show. It really means a lot to me. Teenagers are becoming more and more successful in the real world. I think so many teenagers are doing so many impressive things, especially the ones we had on today's show. But that is all for today's show. Special thank you to my production staff team and all the supporters and viewers of the show. You all make this show happen. Don't forget to like us on Facebook or email us at tylermillsaptalkshow@gmail.com. We'll see you next week.